Hello, I've filmed like 10 videos and I just really don't know what to do. But I decided I'm going to go in the more inspirational route and I'm going to talk about how I've overcome they were irrational fears at some point, and this includes public speaking, just overall anxiety ridden situations, and just um, almost being pessimistic, I guess, or like just constantly worrying about my future, with like what things could happen and all of that. And those are really the only three things. Um, I guess with public speaking, I could start off with really just a thanks to one of my teachers. His name was Mr. G. I'm acting like he died. He did not die. He's still alive. I'm not a student of his anymore. Um, it was my entrepreneurial class, and you, I really don't know how it happened, but I've just become so comfortable speaking in front of people to the point where I couldn't when I was in elementary or middle school. I would get the sweats. I sweat terribly. I sweat. So for me, public speaking was always just this like thing I dreaded, and really I became more comfortable with public speaking because of him. And it was to the point where I would volunteer to go first and just do it. I would improvise so much. He would make us improvise. He put us in uncomfortable situations, which I really love. And I think that's something about public speaking, is you have to be okay with being uncomfortable and being vulnerable, which a lot of people aren't. But you have to be in a world that is made for you, in a sense. I don't even know if that makes sense to me. Um, you have to be okay with being vulnerable, because just like everyone else, and just like you, this is everyone's first experience living, and that's 100% okay. It's not a negative thing, but you have to understand that everyone else is put in these situations, and everyone knows what it feels like. It's really like a one and done situation. You kind of had to think about it in a sense like it's gonna be over, it's gonna be okay. And I think I've realized that, and I've kind of told myself that and just repeated it in my head, that no matter what, you're gonna be alive. Look, the the only positive thing about this is I always told myself I'll be alive after that. Like after that speech, I'll be alive. No one's gonna open fire on me during my speech. Hopefully not. But it really is like I'll still be alive. Like there's really nothing to worry about, because it is a one and done situation. And I do think being vulnerable is the best thing about being human. We are all creatures. We're really, in my opinion, we're really beautiful creatures. I do think I'm calling us creatures. We are really a really beautiful species, the way we've evolved and all of that. And I do think that I am in awe. I mean, I guess I would say this book, Sapiens, um, by Yuval Noah, really made me look at life differently. And I think that it's also a big testament of the way I've acted. Even though I just barely started reading it, I do think that it, we are very like complex people, and we understand one another, and we do get along. Although we don't think we get along most of the time, we do get along, and it it's all gonna be okay. It really is. There is nothing to worry about, and there's nothing to beat yourself up about just standing in front of a crowd and giving a speech. It probably is easier said than done, but I say this with all the heart in me, is that I too was in that moment of my life where I just really hated giving public speeches, and it's something everyone's hate. No one's gonna just like really want to go up there and give a speech. Honestly, I low key want to go up there. I miss giving speeches. They to me it's powerful. I mean, it just feels good to be up there. And to a lot of people, I sound insane, and I don't even think this is that's going to help anyone want to give public speeches. But it is really all about telling your mind that everything is going to be okay. And like I said 2 minutes ago, it is easier said than done. But that's because it is that easy. It is that easy to just kind of shift your brain, get that mindset. I hate saying that because it sounds so corny. But it is all about your mindset and the way you work. You can't control your emotions, but I feel like you can control your feelings towards what is happening. You might be anxious and you might be that, but you do have to control your feelings in the sense that you have to tell yourself, I'll be alive after this. Like, everything's going to be okay, because everything is going to be okay. No one's going to throw eggs at you. Like, truly, like, you will be fine. The other thing was, I don't know. I know one of them was worrying about my future. I don't know where I got this from. I'm pretty sure a lot of people say this. I did only start thinking about it after I watched so many John Waters interviews. I don't know if he says this in any of his interviews, but I just got this idea and had a telepathic connection with him through those interviews that this is something that he would say. And he said you can't be scared of life, because then you're not going to get anything done. You're really not going to get anything done if you're scared of life. And I think that's really helped my fear of not the future, but being pessimistic, because I'm a very pessimistic person. I always worry a lot. I'm like, oh, like, what if this doesn't work out? What if this? You can't be scared, because then you're not going to get anything done and you're not going to be successful. If you want to be a successful person and you want to see yourself in these higher positions of power and you want to see yourself doing things and you want this job, or you want to make this, or you want this to be done earlier, quickly, or you don't want to slack off, you can't be scared, because once you're scared, you set yourself back. And even if it's the tiniest emotion, even if you're scared just a little bit, you're setting yourself back fully, because you already placed that doubt in your head. And I still doubt myself. Like, I still get scared, even if like by the time I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, this is easy. Being scared is just part of our nature, but it is about controlling what you do with that emotion. You can't let being scared stop you, and you can't let it get in the way of your success, because like I said, you're not going to be successful if you let it get in the way. Oh my god, my voice is like hold on. Yes, you literally, like, I really don't know how to explain it in any better way, but you can't get things done the second you're scared. And it's just, I wish I could, like, give my mind to anyone, because my mind is so amazing and people need to study it. But you kind of have to think about it in this sense, and this is the way I do it. Do I want to be unsuccessful and disgusting and sad and depressed and want to kill myself every day of my life? Or do I want to be successful, hopefully not depressed, and be jolly and happy and love every day of my life, even though I was scared in in-between moments? Obviously, there's one better answer, unless you want to be the other for the rest of your life, then I deeply apologize for the way you feel about your future. But it is that assurance in your end goal, and knowing that you want your end goal so bad and so importantly is what's going to make you step out of your comfort zone. And I think to a lot of people, it's that they don't necessarily know how much they want that end goal, or they don't take that risk in between getting their end goal, or they're where they are now and getting their end goal, that they just totally lose track of themselves. And I think, to me, that's where so many people, that genuinely makes me sad, because I want my career so badly. This is gonna get a little personal. I do want my career so badly, and it's something that I've always dreamed of since I was in elementary school. And for me to just randomly get a little self-conscious, or feel a little down, or get a little scared about what I might be doing, will set me back so much time because, okay, let's say I'm fresh out of high school right now. I'm on my way to college. Let's say I get a little scared. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be successful. And this is a very high possibility. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, and I don't know if I want to take these risks, and I don't even know if I want to create this short film because it's so much anxiety for me, and I don't even know what I'm doing, and why do I even want to do it if I don't know what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm unsuccessful, and I feel like I haven't completed as much as other people have during this age in their life. Let's say these are all things that I'm saying to myself. Then I'm gonna say, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because it's too much work, and I'll just be major in English because I like English as a subject. English isn't that bad. Isn't that bad? There's a key word here. I hate the way I'm talking because I sound like one of those cheesy like people, but that word isn't that bad is one of the words I hate the most. I hate to settle, and I will settle on some things because sometimes you do have to settle. But I hate to settle on my future. If there's one thing you should never settle on, and it's your future, because your future is so valuable to yourself and to your future and to your kids. If you have kids and if you have that idea of procreating, or you have a legacy that you want to leave behind, risking that happiness and your future is detrimental 1000%. You can't lose yourself in it, and I think that's the moment that so many people do, and it saddens me. I remember in lunch during school I would talk to like people, and they would tell me, well, I don't know what I'm going to major in, or I don't know what I'm going to do, and I just really have to think about money because I don't want to be broke, and I don't want to be broke, and I just want to live like comfortably, and I want to have kids, and I need to be able to provide for my kids. Okay. This is my problem. Maybe this is just me. I'm 100 okay. I'm 110% okay being broke if that means I'm doing something I love. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people don't think the same way, but it is to a certain extent, is that my happiness is so much greater than money. I don't even care if I'm out of work for years. As long as I'm just still trying and still trying to put myself out there, I'm happy. I'll go get another job. I'll probably supplement my income from another form, but I'm still going to be chasing what I've loved. And there's so many people who they give up on what they love, and they find another way to get their income, and they just stick with it because it's easier than doing what they love. And that's also a point where I think a lot of people get stuck and they don't end up pursuing what they love, and they end up hating their jobs so much when they're older. And it's sad. I don't know why people do it. And maybe it's easier said than done. To me, I don't know if it comes off of some sort of privilege, saying I would rather be broke than happy. Wait, I'd rather be happy than broke. Sorry. I'd rather be happy than broke. But it's the truth, and I think more people need to live like that. Or not live like that, but think with that, because in reality, none of us want to be broke, and that's just the truth. That is the truth, because that's the way we are conditioned by society and by capitalism. But that idea is just going to make us drive towards our career even more and try even harder. Like, let's say, okay, for me, I would say, like, Martin Scorsese, 100% was okay. He never explicitly says he was okay with being broke in order to pursue his career, but the day he chose to be a filmmaker, he says he heard his parents say, is he crazy, or something along the lines of that, and he didn't care. He still did it. And if there wasn't that negative connotation, he wouldn't have pushed himself to the extent that he did, and he wouldn't have kept going. I know there were tough times, and there's always going to be tough times, but I think it is that pushing through. The more you work, the more you're going to succeed. towards your goals. And I firmly believe that. And I don't remember what else I said I wanted to talk about, but that's really just what I wanted to talk about. It is that like you do have to push yourself into. For me, I'm still working on that. I am still working on it. There's times like recently I've been so anxious about writing the script, and I've been so anxious. I'm like, God, I have to meet new people. I'm not like that much of a people person. It does take it doesn't take that much time. It takes a couple minutes for me to warm up to a person, but it is that like I do have to put myself out there and have to be vulnerable with people, and that has caused like me some anxiety. I'm like, God, I'm a little scared, but I do tell myself that this is a future that I want so bad that I'm willing to be scared for just a month or a couple weeks or a day or an hour. It's all worth it. I went into a job interview today, and I've never been into a job interview, and I was so scared going into it. I mean, geez, I was really scared. And then I got into it, and I mean, I was totally fine. I didn't even like, maybe that's bad, but I really didn't, like, it was just like someone was asking me questions. And it's really not that bad, I think. And I think a lot of people, they're like, they worry too much. And I'm the same way. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. But you just have to stop. It is really like, it like I said, it's easier said than done, but it is that easy. You just really have to tell yourself like, no, like, it's not that bad. I don't know. I can't help you. You gotta help yourself. Educate yourself. That's what I would say. I think educating myself helped me a lot. I think I've read books, and you have to realize that things aren't that bad. You have to put yourself out there. But yes, that's all I have to say today. And if this video flops, I understand why, because I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just freaking rambling. But yes, I'm gonna make hopefully a very well researched video next. So that one might take a couple. I don't think it'll take that long. It might take me like 2 days or one. Depends on how extensive my work is. But that's all I have to say today. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow when I do that video. But thank you.